Go back in time for $5, take a train ride to benefit the Silver Star Scholarship Fund. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in Conway, South Carolina, at the historic train depot on Highway 905. We're focused on the Silver Star Scholarships, and we're visiting with Jason Pippin, the Vice President and General Manager of Carolina Southern Railroad, which is headquartered here at the depot. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Jason.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for opening the doors to us to have the opportunity to come in for a couple days and highlight the Silver Star Scholarship Fund. Surely the event that will be held here on December 14th is the big focus for all of us, to think of raising some funds for Silver Star, the opportunity to highlight service men and women here in the county. Can we talk real quick about yourself? Were you originally from the area?
I'm originally from Baltimore. I've been down here about 7 years.
Okay, and you came down here for the Carolina Southern Railroad?
Came down to run the railroad. It's a family business. We have another railroad in Baltimore that we've had since the early 80s. So it was my turn to move. So,
you've been down here 7 years, and you were previously working in. Were you also working in the rail?
I was in the railroad business in Baltimore, also in the trucking business. So I have experience on both sides of the fence.
What area does Carolina Southern Railroad serve? And can you talk real quick about what it does? What freight does it carry?
Sure. We serve from Myrtle Beach to Chadbourn. It's like a big T. Chadbourn, North Carolina, then over to Mullins, South Carolina, and the other way to Whiteville. And we serve just about all of the building supplies that come in by rail: wallboard, pulpwood, plywood, lumber, rock, a lot of rock. All the coal that comes in for the power plant over here in Conway comes in by rail. Fertilizers, all rail moved.
Is that right? If Carolina Southern Railroad was not providing this service, how would those items get into the county?
They'd have to come in by truck. And to give you an idea of how important it is to have a railroad here, we keep about 200,000 trucks a year off 501 alone.
200,000?
200,000 a year. So every rail car you see rolling through the woods in the middle of the night is the equivalent to 4 trucks.
Would folks would be aware, let's say if viewers in the PD or up in Robinson, Scotland County wanted to come down and see the depot, what's the easiest way if they were traveling down 501?
I would just come in 501, make a left on 16th Avenue, and make a right on Main Street, and then a left on 905. If you've crossed the tracks, you've gone too far. That's what we tell people.
Pretty easy to find.
Yeah, it's big enough.
And how about your termination point in Myrtle Beach? Where does the rail end?
Well, it ends at Oak Street, at the Myrtle Beach Depot on Oak Street. Right now, we don't have much business on the east side. We're working on it. We're trying to build that up. There's a lot of opportunity over there. But it goes all the way to the end at Oak Street.
Speaking of the Silver Star Scholarship, let's get on that. How did you get involved with the fund?
I've been involved with it since it started. About 2 years ago, Councilman Cooper called and asked if I would serve on it, and I was honored to do it since its inception.
Right. What are your responsibilities on the Silver Star Scholarship Board?
I am on the criteria committee, which establishes who's eligible for the scholarship. We put together the criteria.
Okay, and how do y'all go about doing that? How many other members are on the criteria committee?
There's 4 members total, and what we do is we use a dartboard. Right. And we throw we establish a GPA, and it started off when we first started the group. It was just for the county police and the sheriff's department. Of course, just in 2 years, we've expanded it to the fire department and some local municipalities. So, and our next phase, when we get to it, will be to form some criteria to open it up for maybe grandkids and kids that are already in college that need a scholarship.
How do you see the fund expanding in future years?
I think it's going to grow like crazy. I don't think you'd find anybody in the community that's not committed to helping law enforcement. And when we talk to people about it, they're just really excited about it. So I think it's going to explode.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about the funds or the opportunities that Carolina Southern Railroad has provided, the train rides for local charities?
Well, we do a lot. We do. We just did one a couple weeks ago for the All Aboard Committee out of Myrtle Beach for funds to rehab the Myrtle Beach Depot. We try to do one for all the local municipalities every year, Conway's Riverfest, Chadbourne Strawberry Festival, Tabor City Yam Festival. It's just a service that we are able to provide, and we always want to give back to the community, and it's a unique way to do it. Rather than just writing a check and handing it to someone, it's a way for us to be involved and for people to see the trains and for everybody to make a little money.
You recently ran another fundraising trip, I think, for the All Aboard Committee. Can you tell the viewers real quick about that?
Right. The All Aboard Committee did a series of train rides over at the depot. They raised over $5,000 on that ride. They had to add an extra ride on, and I think they still ended up, unfortunately, turning some people away because they just couldn't fit them all in. It was a huge success. I believe it was one of the biggest private fundraisers, donations that they've had to date.
Great, spectacular, and also highlights Train Ride, which really gives it an added push there. Jack Thompson's coming in on Wednesday to talk about that fundraiser and a lot about the All Aboard Committee.
Great.
I know he's very thankful to everything Carolina Southern did. Can you tell the viewers real quick about the events that surround that, exactly how that, what viewers could expect if they came to the train ride that'll be here on December 14th?
Well, we start with 4 rides. If we have to add one on, which I hope we do, we certainly add one on. It'll be about a 40-minute ride, 20 minutes out and 20 minutes back. It costs us $5 a ticket. Each train holds about 120 people, and we'll be doing them all afternoon.
And it starts here at the location here at the depot. Right. It'll go where? And
it's probably going to go towards Loris. We'll probably get outside of Homewood and come on back.
What has prompted you and your family to invest in the equipment to provide these train rides and to open this opportunity up for local charities?
Well, because we are in the community, I mean, and literally right through the middle of most areas, people have to live with us. And it's important for us to give back to the communities that give us so much. I mean, we're so thankful to be in this area, and it's such a great place to live and work. And it's the least we can do to try to help out. I mean, everybody should be doing it.
Jason, real quick, for viewers who may not know a lot about Carolina Southern Railroad, what future services do you see the railroad providing?
We're going to continue to expand our freight service because that's the most important thing to this area. That's where our focus needs to be. This is a rail-served market. It always has been, always will be, because of the traffic and the congestion of people. It's just the best way to move goods. We also hope in the future that there will be a high-scale commuter service that can get employees from the outer areas, Marion County and Columbus County, into the beach where the work is, and another way to mitigate traffic.
Jason Pippin, Vice President and General Manager of the locally owned and operated Carolina Southern Railroad. Active on the Criteria Committee for the Silver Star Scholarship Fund. Jason, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for coming
by. And for hosting us.
My pleasure.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in Conway at the historic train depot on Highway 905. We're focused on the Silver Star Scholarships, and we're visiting with the Honorable Terry B. Cooper, the President of Cooper Communications and an Horry County Councilman in District 5, who's also the founder of the Silver Star Scholarships. Good morning, Terry. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Appreciate you having me on this morning.
Incredible opportunity today and tomorrow to highlight the Silver Star Scholarships, of something which means an incredible amount to you as the founder of the scholarships, getting a whole lot of folks involved.
Well, we've had good community response from the business community and also just the community at large and law enforcement. So we're really excited about it, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. We've had a lot of people come together to make this thing happen for the children of law enforcement and also our fire folks.
Very definitely. Really exciting opportunity to be here at the train depot as well, which will be the location of the next fundraiser.
That's right. I think we're having a train ride. I think it's in December.
December 14th.
December 14th. And, if you want more information, they can call Cooper Communication at 357-3098. But we'll be selling tickets for that, and it's going to be a wonderful time to come out and support our firemen, our police, and our county sheriff's office.
Definitely. Terry, can we talk a little bit about yourself? Are you originally from the area?
I was born in Georgetown. Family's been here since the 1700s. I had an opportunity to go off to college and mid-70s, went off to South Carolina and got out of there and went into business for a while. Was gone for up until probably the 90s, and during that time I got married a Clemson girl, and we relocated back down here, come back home, and been in Horry County I think since '93, back here home.
Is that right?
And we plan on going nowhere else.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
Very definitely. How about, do you still have any family in the area?
Yeah, I've got brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews. I've got uncles, aunts, cousins. I mean, we have a very large family. My grandfather had 13 children. My great-granddad had 20 children. So very, very large family.
Golly, Terry.
Yeah, it's a very large family.
How about your service on Horry County Council? How long have you been a councilman representing District 5?
This December I'll be in my 4th year on county council. I just got reelected. I ran unopposed, and so I'm getting ready to begin a second 4-year term, and real excited about that. And hopefully we're going to get a lot of good things done. We did a lot of great things, I feel like, in the last few years. When I came on council, we didn't have a countywide storm ordinance. We didn't have a comprehensive plan. We've introduced both of that. Didn't have countywide zoning. Got countywide zoning now. So we've taken a lot of very controversial issues, and also one of the things that's real dear to my heart, we were building that South Strand complex and the ball fields down there. That's something I want to, that's what in my second term, that's going to be a real focal point to get that completed.
Definitely, definitely. Real quick about Cooper Communications before we talk about a little more about Silver Star. What exactly is Cooper Communications? How long has it been in existence?
Well, Cooper Communications is a full-service advertising agency. It's been in existence for 4 years now. Before that, of course, I've got an extensive media background. I've worked in newspapers, radio, television, cable, and then I had an opportunity to start this company. We started out primarily as a telecommunications consulting firm. Then we were able to expand out and kind of back into advertising and public relations, even though right now that's probably about 95% of my business, and the telecommunication consultants about 5%. It's really not that much. And we do special events also. As a matter of fact, we'll be doing the Budweiser Grand Strand Boat Show this January. It's going to be one of the largest boat show on the coast. So that's one of the big events we'll be doing that's coming up.
In business that use your services, there's a heck of a lot of different...
Yeah, we represent everybody from car dealers to boat dealers to real estate companies to doctors to lawyers to banks. I mean, so we are very diverse in who we represent. When we first started out, we represented primarily car dealerships, and we represent 5 area car dealerships. But we've since expanded that out, and now you're seeing us become more of a well-regulated agency, I feel.
Let's talk about the Silver Star scholarships. How did the program originate?
Well, it was really in 2 parts. One, I was sitting around watching a television show one day at home, and it was probably on Fox TV, I'm sure.
Let's hope so.
But what I saw on this show, they were showing this special about prisoners in prison continuing their education. And after being on council for 4 years and seeing what our police officers get paid, we would like to pay them more, but we're under, because of restrictions of tax restrictions, there's only so much we can pay officers. In the last 4 years, our salaries have gotten as competitive as anybody. I feel like we're in line, we're getting there, but it was something I felt like, what else could we do? And there wasn't a lot more I felt like the council could do or the taxpayer could do without a big tax increase, but it was something I felt we could step forward as private citizens and offer to become chairman. We made the announcement. I think our company ended up kicking some money as the first seed money for it, and we got this thing going, and we brought various individuals from around the community onto our board. We've got a good cross-section of the business community and law enforcement, and we have also 2 other councilmen are on the committee, on the board. It didn't start out that way. James Frazier was on the board, and then Mark Lazarus, who's Wild Water Wheels, was on our board, and then recently he got elected to county council, but we didn't know that 2 years ago when we started. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago when we started, I don't think Mark even had any inkling he was even going to run.
Right.
So we have a couple council people. Then we have a mixture of people from all aspects of the business community on our board.
Was there any particular event that happened that prompted you?
Not really. Along about that time, you remember the tragic situation with Dennis Lyman when he got killed out here, and when he got killed out here. But that was tragic. That was a few months after that. As a matter of fact, we kind of held off on really kind of kicking this thing into gear because we didn't want people to think we were doing it just because of that reason. We really started that motion beforehand, but that kind of accented a lot of things that were going on in law enforcement, how they risked their lives. And then we expanded the program out, and it not only included Horry County police officers, but Horry County sheriff's officers, because we're one of the few counties, or the only county in South Carolina, that has both the sheriff's and the police force. And then in the last year, we expanded it to include all of our fire personnel. And so we continue to move this thing forward. And, you know, we envision this thing down the road. We'd like to include a representative from the municipalities, both fire and police. And then, of course, when they had 911, that even magnified more what both the police officers and the fire department means to this country. So what better way to pay them back than if we can send some of their children to college?
Absolutely. I know next we've got Sheriff Thompson on, and tomorrow we'll have Police Chief Goward on, so we'll have a real opportunity.
And both of those gentlemen, along with Chief Webster, are ex-official members on our board. And we have about, I think it's about 15 or 16 people on our board now. This is, like I said, we have most of the media in town represented. You sit on our board. Billy Huggins sits on our board, Cecil Chandler and Matt Sedota from the radio community. They're all on our board.
Absolutely. I know we thought about it, you've thought about, or the board has thought about adding even some other medium folks,
That's right.
some print and otherwise.
And we recently, Brenda Spadoni came on board from Budweiser, and we talked to a few other people, additions to what we've had on there. Carson Benton's on there. I mean, that's a few of the folks on there. I don't want to leave mill servants aside.
Right, sure. And we definitely wanted to have Chief Webster on today or tomorrow, but unfortunately he is.
That's right.
He's not going to be able to be with us. Terry B. Cooper, the founder of Cooper Communications and the Silver Star Scholarships, Horry County Councilman representing District 5, recognized the need to highlight the lives of Horry County police, sheriff, and firemen and women's children. And the need has been recognized in the Silver Star Scholarships. We'll have Councilman Cooper back on tomorrow to talk a little more about the scholarships. Terry, thanks so much for being with us this morning. Definitely. Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're in Conway, South Carolina, at the historic train depot on Highway 905. We're focused on the Silver Star Scholarships, and we're visiting with Horry County Sheriff Phillip Thompson. Phillip, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Incredible opportunity to highlight the Silver Star Scholarships and the fundraiser that Carolina Southern Railroad will be hosting here on December 14th to raise some funds for the scholarship. Obviously, you're an ex officio member of the board, so a non-voting member, but you're present at many of the meetings, if not all the meetings, and have been able to highlight some of the needs that sheriff men and women's children have, and the scholarship fund hopefully will be able to meet. Can we talk real quick about yourself? Are you originally from the area?
Yes, I am. I'm from Conway.
You're from Conway?
Yes, I am.
Born and bred in Horry County?
That's correct.
What did you do before becoming Horry County Sheriff?
Well, I was in law enforcement here in Horry County for 23 years. I was currently a captain with the Horry County Police Department prior to running for the office of sheriff.
You ran for office a couple years ago?
That's correct.
Okay, and are those are how many year terms?
4-year term.
Okay, 4-year terms. I think tomorrow we've got the Chief of Police, Paul Goward, coming in as another ex officio member. In Horry County, there is both a sheriff's department and a police department. I think you said 23 years here in the county. You had been in the police department prior to becoming sheriff. What was being elected as sheriff? The police department and the sheriff's department. How do those differ?
Well, basically, the sheriff's office handles the courthouse security. We handle all the civil process, and we're in charge of the J. Reuben Law Detention Center. Your police department is in charge of the criminal side. They answer your calls for service. They investigate the crime. So basically, to make it simple, the sheriff's office handles the civil side, courthouse security, as well as the J. Reuben Law, and the police department handles the criminal side. Okay.
And your primary duties as Horry County Sheriff would be, obviously, in that regard, are you out on the road a good bit? Are you out in the community a good bit?
Well, some I am, but I'm primarily, our office is in the new courthouse, in our new judicial center, and I spend a lot of time there at the courthouse, and I spend a lot of time out at the detention center, and so I am able to get out in the field some. but not as much as I'd probably like to.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Do folks ever come in for tours of the new facility? Do you all give tours, or
Yes, we do.
school children, or?
Yes, as a matter of fact, today we had 50 students from Sockastique High School that was there today, and we give tours quite often. I mean, if you call our office, let us know that you'd like to have one. We'll set it up for you. Have had a lot of folks come in for jury duty, and when they weren't picked and were going home, some of them wanted to tour the facility just to see what it was like, because it is a beautiful building, and it's just a state-of-the-art facility. And of course, we'll take the time and give anyone a tour if they come by.
Absolutely. How did you become involved with the Silver Star Scholarship Fund?
Well, when Mr. Cooper decided to was talking about doing the scholarship fund, he had called me and asked me for some advice and some things on what I thought, some input from me. And he asked at that particular time, with me serving as sheriff, if I would serve on the board, and as an ex officio member, basically to let our needs be known of what our employees would need, their children or whatever, to get some ideas from law enforcement. And besides, it's an honor for me to serve on it. It really is, because there are a lot of real good business leaders, folks that work real hard in our communities out there that's on this board. And it's just an honor to serve with them when I see the time, their own time, that they're giving for this. It just really means a lot to us.
Absolutely. I think meetings are quarterly, if not more than that, and some of the committee members, like the Criteria Committee, getting together to decide to make sure the criteria can be met, and that the potential recipients are meeting those criteria, and then the Selection Committee, Nelson Hardwick, who will have on incredible commitment there.
Well, it's, the entire board I've seen, they're very serious about this. They want to do what they can to help. And, something I would like to say is our entire community, Overy County, has always been so very supportive of law enforcement, fire department, public safety in general. We're very lucky that we have the commitment from folks in our county and in our community to law enforcement. And even before the 9/11 incident, which we've seen a resurgence of that since then, but before then, like I said, I've been in law enforcement for 23 years here in Overy County, or really almost 25 years now. But I have always seen this kind of support from our community.
Within the Sheriff's Department, how do the uniformed men and women learn about the scholarship?
Well, basically, I get the information out to all our employees about the scholarship, and that with our department, I know everyone there, and I know their ages of their children. I know if someone's coming up, getting ready to graduate from high school to go into college, who to contact. But we put it out in a memo form and word of mouth, both downtown at the courthouse as well as at the detention center.
And as your role as an ex officio member, how do you go about supporting the fund? Surely, obviously, you can't vote in meetings. You're there, as you said, to help give some advice to some of the needs of men and women within the Sheriff's Department. Well,
I'll speak to the business leaders and people in the community about it as far as helping out with it. I try to and have been able to attend all the functions of the fundraising that we have that's coming up, and I'm very supportive of that. Just that way, word of mouth, and attending the different functions and trying to get other people to attend these different functions.
So on December 14th, if folks are out to ride the train, will you be out there to greet me?
My plans are I'll be there. Hopefully I can have my grandchildren with me, maybe, to ride the train as well. I've taken some other rides on this train, and it's very interesting. It's fun, and I don't think it'll probably take over 40 minutes to maybe an hour for the entire run. And just like to encourage everyone to come out and spend that day. And we say that we're doing it for the kids, but us adults enjoy riding that train as well.
No doubt, no doubt. Can you talk real quick for the viewers, Sheriff Thompson, about any accomplishment over the past year of which you within the Sheriff's Department are most proud?
What I'm really proud about, I'm proud of where the sheriff's office is at, and the commitment that we have in the sheriff's office with working with all of our law enforcement agencies here in Overy County. That's going extremely well. But something that we did this past year that I consider our biggest achievement is the move into the new courthouse. We went from the older courthouse that had like 33,000 square feet into a facility where we got 129,000 square feet, 11 courtrooms. The security aspect of it. We have a real tight, good security at the new courthouse, and our employees had to adjust to that. And they did a tremendous job in doing that.
Sheriff Phillip Thompson, 25 years almost here in law enforcement in Horry County, an ex officio member of the Silver Star Scholarships. Come out here to the train depot on December 14th, see him and hopefully his grandchildren out riding the train. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Sheriff Thompson.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Jason Pippin and Carolina Southern Railroad for helping make Carolina People such a great success.